Namaste. This video is about deciding whether to have children or not. If one of the partner does not have children, you should avoid having children because children will multiply your sacrifices. Children will multiply your disagreements. Children will make 100 times your responsibilities. You will have to share your money. You will have to share your food. You will have to share your sleep. You will have to share your space. You may, in the initial 10 years of life, you may not even have space to go to the bathroom with a relaxed state of mind. You will always be in a rush. It is one life for another life usually, and one life, the mother's life usually, is sacrificed for the child. She does not have time for bathing comfortably, for going to the beauty parlor, to go to work is like very, very difficult. You have to sacrifice a lot of your free time for the child. You can't have parties, outings, coffee dates, friends, and if you continue having all this and working, then the child's emotional balancing suffers. A lot of children have depression these days because the parents are not available as a secure post. Whenever you need, the parent is there. That is not always there. If parents have very busy careers, they cannot give time to the child, and so you might have a lot of money in your house, but you won't have peacefulness, you won't have happiness, and you might have very moody or aggressive children, which will destroy peace in the house. And so you have to think whether you really want a child, just because everyone is saying, and in India we have a culture that everyone must have a child after marriage, but children are not the signature of a marriage. The signature of a marriage is emotional support to each other, and emotional support usually dies after having children because all your free time is taken up because you want to spend time with the child. Women have dopamine, estrogen hormones, and because of them they want to spend more time with the child than with the husband, and they do not want anyone to say anything to their child other than themselves. They want to control the child on their own. Even if they are not very sure of their upbringing methods, they want to do the child to do what they want, and they don't like other people to say anything. Because of which, it may not always be right to the child. You might become very strict, and you might not allow the child any free space, because of which he may be very sad all the time. Sometimes people insist children get up early in the morning and exercise, because of which again children can become very sad, especially if they have a restless night, and especially if they are not in a life plan where they have to exercise. We are moving into creative life plans now, where exercise is less and mental thinking is more, and you don't have to be slim and perfect all the time to be creative. To be creative, all the food that you eat has to go in the mind. When I have past life sessions, and they are very, very creative, we are doing narrative therapy, and even if you see something from the past life, it cannot be proven. Several people who have been celebrities can see their same past life in Google. They can search for it on the internet and they get the lifetime. Several people who have not been celebrities cannot find any proof of their past lives. They may not even relate to it. There are often spirit attachments also in past life, that if you see a past life of yourself as a king, you may have been somebody who was murdered by the king and you entered his body, and you may not be the original king himself or herself. So that is also happening, that a lot of people say they are Cleopatra, a lot of people say they are Akbar, but only one of them would be original Akbar. Others will be spirit attachments in him who have entered when he killed someone. So when you kill someone, the person enters your body and becomes a spirit attachment from inside. And that person might be thinking he is you, but he is not actually you. And so, especially with children, if a child dies, he is very likely to enter you and become you. And in a future life also, he will remain you, he will remain a part of you till spirit releasement happens and the child goes back to his or her own body. And you will have trauma in your body, and this can even develop into cancer in the same life or in a future life if you have a dead child inside you. So abortion is not advisable. Miscarriage also leaves spirit attachments. Sometimes they are reborn as your children, and sometimes they remain as spirit attachments and cause a lot of trauma in your head. So I did a case with a woman. She was from the black community, and she had 5 miscarriages, 2 abortions, and then she had 2 daughters. And all of them we released in one session. And a lot of her stress went away. She could sleep well at night. So her comment was that I could sleep at night after the session. So that happens that, there's children who are spirits attached to your body. They cause a lot of anxiety inside your head simply because they're dead people and they want a body of their own, and they all have different identities, different thinking patterns than what you have. So very rarely will the child have the same thinking pattern as you if he is your own soul. And even then the child can die and become attached to you after death, and then it will be carried over lifetimes till the child has his own body. So the soul can, like, we are all parts of God, so we can go and become attached to God when we die, but we always don't do it. Several times when the child dies, he can drift apart and enter another body, enter another life, and that also causes anguish. So having a child makes your responsibility 100 times more than what it is already. It will increase your sacrifice level. It will take away all your time. It will take away your parties, your desire to be in parties. You will, at least in the first 10 years of your life, you will have to leave the child and go to a party, and you may not like it. If the child is disabled or has special needs, you may not be able to go at all. Otherwise, also leaving children and going to parties is difficult. If you have caretakers, you can go, but then it is a forced decision than a willing decision, because you can't trust the caretakers all the time. And of course, you need your own life after the child also, but it is a struggle all the time. And over time, like in our generation, like the 50-year-old parents, we realize that we have sacrificed a lot of our lives simply because we wanted to be with the child, and we could not trust anyone else completely with the upbringing of the child. So we left our careers, we left our jobs, and we sacrificed on money so that the child could be looked after. In the present day, people find it difficult to leave jobs and leave their careers, because the man and the woman both have to earn. The man does not want to give the woman his money or look after her expenses, and even if he does, he might do it with complaints, or he might not understand all the expenses and ask her to reduce expenses all the time. So the woman wants to earn, the woman wants her own space, the woman wants her own security, her own house, so that if the man is not there, she has some place to go to. And if all that is not provided, she is unhappy. If the woman is unhappy, the child becomes unhappy, because it is researched that children take on the emotions of the parents, and if the parents are unhappy, then the children automatically become unhappy because they catch your energies. Children need to also sleep with you. Usually in foreign countries, children sleep separate, but there have been anxious, avoidant disorders developing in older ages. So it is advised that children feed from you and sleep with you till the first 10 years of their lives, so that they are secure when they grow up, and their confidence levels are much higher than with children who are not sleeping with you. So because physical bonding matters, physical love matters. For children, you can envelop the child and sleep, and that makes it feel secure. So then you are in several marriages, sexual life is completely compromised because children are sleeping between you. In several marriages, people still have sexual activity even with the child sleeping. I just heard a comedy show where she said, the worst thing you can hear is your parents having sex, and you can hear it. So yes, it is embarrassing. We don't expect parents to be human beings, and we do not expect sexual activity around us unless it is very, very private. So here there is a third person there always. And over time, you can of course train the child to sleep separately after they are 12. They may not always like it, and they may become aggressive. They may become angry with you that you have left them, and you simply have to cope up, because they will not understand why you left them, why you needed your own space, till they have their own children, or till they are 40 years at least, and then sensibility starts coming in. I have had parents who had very difficult times with their children, who were 20, 25, but after therapy their relationships improved a lot, because in therapy they realized how much their parents are doing for them. That happens during therapies, that you realize that the sacrifices of other people around you and how much you have been pulled out of difficulties because of their help. But without therapy, children don't realize, and they feel that they demand more and more all the time. And parents start fighting with each other because they cannot completely satisfy the child all the time, the needs of the child, and they blame each other. And I've seen that couples, they started having very good relations with each other after the child was healed. He was 22, and when he was healed, they relaxed and they started making love to each other again, which was a remarkable miracle. So these things happen, that you just become very distant from the if the child is not happy. You can be fighting a lot on his habits, you can be fighting a lot on upbringings. A lot of these fights can be simply avoided if you are there for each other in difficult times. But you cannot be there for each other in difficult times if the child is there, because you have to be with the child. So think before having children. Don't simply have the child simply because your parents are saying or friends are saying, "Bachcha kab aa raha hai? When are you people having a child?" And don't say that the child is proof of sex, because there are several people who simply have sex when they want a child, and then they stop having sex. And then they have sex again when they want the second child, and then they stop having sex again. So, sex has to be for love. If it is not for love, it is only for work, then it does not help you get emotionally supported. And why should you have a child simply to prove that a marriage is working on? Whom do you need to prove anything to anyone? How do you decide yourself to be settled after you have a child? It is not settling, it is struggle, it is multiplication of struggle after you have a child. Yes, it is meaningfulness, but you have to find meaningfulness without the child also, because the child will grow up and go away to find his own life, and again after 12 years or 16 years of complete sacrifice, you will have to find your life again. You will have to find meaningfulness again. So if God has given you a child, whether he is disabled or whether he is fine or whether it's a girl, accept the responsibility and find meaningfulness in it. If God is not giving you a child, or you have an option, you can think whether you want your soul to evolve through force, or you can simply evolve through self-love and self-development. Because self-love gets sacrificed for love for the child once you have children. So there are several methods of evolution. In the West, people have very few children. Even in China, population has started reducing because people do not want to sacrifice their own life for the child. Their self-love is important. And self-love is very important for you to stay happy. With your self-love, you will spread positivity to everyone around. If you are sacrificed, you are spreading negativity to everyone around. Your vibrations will spread from your body, not your words. Children will imitate you. They will imitate your vibrations, not your commands. They will do what you did. Even if you are saying something completely different, children will follow what you did automatically through body language. So be careful of your body language. Be careful of what you are, because your children are likely to follow your bad habits first before they follow your good habits. And think several times before having a child, because God is not forcing you to have a child. There are several children who are orphans which can be adopted. God is asking you to be compassionate and have love for humanity, love for yourself as a human being, and live peacefully. That is much more important than having children now, that you can live peacefully and help the planet be safe. Thank you.